Let's have a closer look at the situation on the ground now. Barak, founder of Strategic Intelligentsia and Associate Fellow at the think tank RUSI, here with me now. And Barak, very good to see you. We're starting here with a broad picture of all of Ukraine. Talk us through the most significant developments of what has changed here over the last week or so.
Initially, Russia was very focused on capturing Kiev, the capital, and they were really attacking Ukraine from all sides. You can see now that the Russian troops have completely withdrawn from the north of the country and are focused now on creating an arc from the east to the south. So from Kharkiv, Mariupol, Kherson, in order to cut off Crimea and Odessa. The purpose of going into Mariupol is to create a land bridge to Crimea and to create a homogenous Russian-speaking people. Another objective could be to go after the self-proclaimed republics of Donetsk and Kharkiv in order to get, again, an alignment of the Russian-speaking people. The Russians are going outside of the country, so they have a single supply chain, whereas the Ukrainians have more of a challenge from bringing in military hardware from Poland to Kiev to the Donbass region. The area here is incredibly concentrated, so they're really focusing their fight. This is also going to be not in urban territory, but in open territory, and people are comparing it to a World War II-styled conflict in the open. The question is, will the Ukrainians receive the military hardware in time?
In terms of the Russian moves, we've drawn that big arrow over the top pointing to the moves they're saying. We've got a picture, in fact, a satellite picture of one of the Russian convoys. I guess this is a sign of the troops moving back and going past Kharkiv. This is just east of that region.
This is a perfect example now, the satellite imagery of an armoured column moving towards the east of the country. So this is the new Russian focus. And the Russian focus is not at all to achieve any strategic objectives that would be for Russia's gain, but it's in order for domestic legitimacy, for Putin in his victory speech to say, hey, look, I've actually done something for the Slavic-speaking people.
Let's have a look at the region that these Russian troops are moving to focus on. And just quickly, your key things to look out for in the week ahead as Russia focuses its efforts in this region now.
So the things to really focus on are a bloody fight for Luhansk and Donetsk, the self-proclaimed republics, for Russia to claim type of legitimacy to their own domestic audience. Very much a focus on the east and the south of the country. And the question is, will the Ukrainians manage to move their troops and hardware over twice the expanse that Russia has to do to reach these regions?
You said it might be a bloody battle here. I guess greater focus, therefore, on whether civilians can escape before that occurs. And we have some analysis here next about the attempt to establish humanitarian corridors.
So there's been an attempt to create 9 humanitarian corridors that lead either to the Bakhmut region or Zaporizhia region. So these 9 humanitarian corridors are aimed that people can flee to these 2 regions. The problem is, however, that while they are away from the immediate conflict zones or the up-and-coming conflict zones, they're still very close. They're still in the Donbass region. So this isn't part of a broader strategic plan. It's a really short-term, immediate plan to a kind of tactical response to save civilians from genocide, from imminent disaster. The question remains, can you trust the Russians in order to maintain these humanitarian corridors? In March, there was a ceasefire that was declared between Ukraine and Russia. Only a few hours later, Russia broke that ceasefire. In Syria, Russia has targeted densely populated areas, really to create crimes against humanity. They've prevented humanitarian supplies to reach the civilian populations. And if it's not part of an overarching civilian protection strategy, which is an agreement to protect hospitals, it's an agreement that humanitarian supplies can reach the people. If it's not part of that overarching strategy, it's unlikely to be effective. And bear in mind, the Putin regime is one that embraces genocide as a policy action. So it's very unlikely that this can be sustainable.
Barak, for now, thank you very much.
Thank you.